WWE is launching a new show, plus they're bringing back an old pay-per-view and so much more. Don't forget, we're giving away this championship belt at 100,000 subscribers. So if you want a chance to win, go ahead and click subscribe. Welcome back to TAS, guys. I want to bring you a quick update on Liv Morgan. We talked about it yesterday. Breaking news, Liv Morgan was arrested. She was arrested for marijuana possession in Florida. I made a video on that if you want all the details on that. And one of the things that I really was curious about was how would WWE and Endeavor respond? And nonetheless, in less than 24 hours, we actually have a reaction from the WWE. According to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, he has reported that there is absolutely no heat on Liv Morgan following her arrest. He was able to get quotes from some people in the WWE. One staff member told Fightful that Liv has not been on TV and it did not alter creative plans and was honest about the situation. There are no issues with her whatsoever. A top star said, everybody liked Liv before, everybody still likes Liv. We'll get our jokes off and she'll get hers off and nobody will be thinking about it soon enough. And then it should also be noted that while marijuana is in the wellness policy, WWE has not tested for it in years. In the past, if you tested positive, it would be a $2,500 fine. So WWE doesn't care if they are smoking on the Mary, but at the end of the day, I just want to bring you guys this update because I was curious as to whether or not Endeavor, WWE, how they would handle it, right? We haven't seen anything like this in the Endeavor era. You never really know if WWE would suspend her or anything like that. Now, obviously, Liv Morgan's been off of TV due to injuries, but there does appear to be creative plans for her in 2024. So, yeah, I guess WWE is... she's safe, right? We ain't got to worry about this. Okay, cool. We're going to move on. Charlotte Flair injured. According to WWE commentators on Smackdown, they did announce that Charlotte Flair's injury is actually not a work. She was legitimately injured, and Charlotte Flair is expected to be out for 9 months, which is actually really shitty. There had been rumors and rumblings about some WrestleMania plans for Charlotte, which included Bianca Belair. And obviously, without Charlotte, WWE will have to think of a plan B. Now, there are a plethora of women who have been getting TV time in recent months. Bayley is always a great option. I think Bayley is a fantastic option. I do believe that WWE is going to go the route with Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch. So I do think WWE has to come up with something of the same type of excitement that surrounds Charlotte versus Bianca, because it is a match that a lot of people would be looking forward to. Now, I'm just throwing this out there. I'm not saying it should happen, but we know that Jade Cargill is in the WWE. She is training in the Performance Center. I feel like Jade and Bianca is a marquee match. And it's interesting to say that because of the fact that Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill have yet to cross paths on television. So I would be very interested. To see how they go about building that type of match. But it is just an idea that is thrown out there. And then, of course, you could really factor in any of the women in Damage Control, right? Obviously, I mentioned Bayley, but maybe Io Sky, maybe Kairi Sane, right? I think those are all potential matches that could happen. With Charlotte being injured, it sucks, man, because Charlotte, they haven't really confirmed what the injury is. Right now, the online speculation is that more than likely she tore her ACL, which it would line up with about a 9-month, a 9-month waiting period, right, for recovery. So if Charlotte, in this case, obviously, man, I wish she was part of WrestleMania. She's a really good athlete. I think a lot of people on the internet give Charlotte a ton of shit because of the way she's been booked. But at the end of the day, man, Charlotte is a phenomenal talent. And when you have this lineup of stars on your roster, it always sucks when one has to sit out, especially Charlotte, because of the fact that, she's chasing gold, man. And WWE, they've done a really good job of building stars. And right now, this is a real test for the WWE Women's Division. Don't forget that part. It's a real test. There's who's going to step up in her absence. Yes, they got some stuff brewing on SmackDown. I think Raw's Women's Division is a work in progress. But of course, this is WrestleMania season. We're getting ready for it. So I'm intrigued to see where it goes. I'll keep you guys updated along the way. Guys, WWE is bringing back New Year's Revolution. Wow. This is interesting because it's not for a pay-per-view. WWE is doing what NXT does. Yes, that's right. NXT, you get like Halloween Havoc, and it's a regular episode of NXT, but they brand it as Halloween Havoc, Great American Bash. Like NXT has brought back old school WWE pay-per-views, and they've done it for their weekly episodes. WWE has revealed during their taping that a triple threat match will be booked for New Year's Revolution, and it's going to be an episode of WWE Smackdown. And look, man, I'm in favor of this. I think this could be a great way for WWE's main roster episodes to appear a little bit more special than normal. Honestly, like I really do believe that. I think when you incorporate that type of stuff, it does make the episodes feel bigger and better. And listen, I'm going to tell you this. When AEW and Impact Wrestling were doing this, I was a very big fan of it. When NXT started doing it, I was a very big fan of it. And I always wondered if WWE's main roster would do the same. I don't expect WWE to have a pay-per-view called New Year's Revolution, but to bring some of that nostalgia back, to bring those old brands and those old names and old themes, you bring them back for TV, I just think it's a little bit better sometimes. And you don't have to do it all the time, but you could do it a couple times a quarter, maybe once a quarter. I don't know. Nonetheless, I'm excited about it. New Year's Revolution coming back. Super excited for that. And guys, WWE did something else on SmackDown. Prior to SmackDown, they were taping for a new show called WWE Speed. And wow, here's the thing. There was 2 matches, there was commentary, and it was being taped. And WWE is testing out this concept. It's 5-minute matches. And honestly, I'm super geeked about this. I don't know why. Like, I'm not going to spoil any results or anything like that, but just understand that Bronson Reed was competing. Axiom was competing. You have NXT talent. You have main roster talent. Cedric Alexander was competing. And the content that I saw on social media, the reactions, the fans really seem to enjoy this new concept. Now, I'm assuming that WWE is taping this for one of 3 things. 1, it could just be social media. 2, it could be a thing for like Hulu or something like that. And the 3rd option would be for WWE to tape it, upload it onto YouTube or maybe even like the CW or something like that. Now, keep in mind, WWE still tapes for WWE main event. So what does this mean for main event? I honestly don't know, which is why I'm also very intrigued by this topic. But also, I'm going to just be very honest here. And I know for a fact I'm not going to be the only person saying this. WWE Speed is a weird-ass name, bro. I don't like the name whatsoever. It's almost like, why not just use WWE Velocity, right? Like, they could have done something like that. They could have brought back Velocity or, I don't know. But nonetheless, new show concept. I'm with it. 5-minute matches. This should be the spot where people who don't get TV time, right? Because they're taping it before SmackDown. They're like dark matches, right? They're just taping dark matches with a concept. Use the people that aren't on TV all the time. Get a good look. Bring in those NXT talent like you were doing with main event. And see what happens. Maybe this is a good way to get people over before they get onto TV or before they get into a big program. And judging by the reactions, it seems like the fans really seem to enjoy it. But again, I won't spoil anything. I'm excited about it. Let me know what you guys think down below.